space to the y-axis and 2 points for the z-axis. In the theoretical framework of string theory, 6 extra dimensions are said to be compacted by other 3 spatial dimensions or not. Time is also considered as an extra dimension. While it might sound strange to trivialize string theory to require 26 space-time dimensions, and simple string theory to require 10 space-time dimensions in order to be consistent. These two numbers already occur in common, often a bit rather technogrammatically attractive. What is more amazing is how the linear manifold with really flatness string theories choose resembles the two-headed clock. A god of duality, like harmony and chaos, or possibly rather a middle world which are separated from being united together. In quantum physics, there is wave-particle duality.
Hey, how's everybody doing? What's going on today with you guys? I know what I'm doing. Sitting here tripping out to this old track of mine. Who was first today? Hey yo, Luminous Cloud. Right out of the gate with a question. We'll come back to that. What's up, Dave Sweetmiller? And Mar. Is that a new name? Welcome. Tom Relic is back. Hey, Stefan, Pete. I hope you're good today. Ty Blue. Josh Holiday, hola. And Grizz Christopherson, bring the darkness. All right, we can get dark today. I'm down with that. Nice one. Mr. T. I pity the fool who can't get down with the darkness today. So, without further ado, let's bring it in. Welcome, everybody. It's another Selway's Techno Saturdays here on 343 TV, brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production in New York City and Berlin and online and throughout the known universe, apparently. Everything good today? I'm not sure about me. I'm a little scattered, I'll be honest. I'm having my second coffee, and we'll see whether that does its job. So, it's almost time for the Auto Freak Remix challenge to end and to do our stream next week with all the submissions. The deadline is Monday, all right? I said the 22nd, I think. And, you know, it's been a full month on that Monday since, or like 31 days since we originally announced. I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's okay if we extend by a couple of days. I don't, you know, I want to encourage everybody to submit something. You know, if you feel like, oh, I'm not going to get it done in time, you know, I'd like everybody to have it in by Monday, because I normally wait until the last minute, or sometimes I don't even listen to submissions for feedback sessions ahead of time before the stream. I kind of like it to be a surprise, but I feel like this time, since there's like, you know, I'm I'm putting some money into this, like possibly. Like if I make this a real release and I market it and I press vinyl, especially if I press vinyl, you know, I want to have some time to listen carefully and to know ahead of time, like, you know, who the winners are and so on and so forth. But, you know, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to know, if you're new here and you missed the previous weeks where we were playing around with this idea, is that we have this Auto Freak remix challenge going on. And here, let's zoom in on that a little bit so you can read it better on your small devices. And, you know, this is a track of mine from the late 90s that I did under the artist name of Semblance Factor. It was originally released on Abe Duquesne's Tension Records. And I thought it would be fun to resurrect this track and share the a cappella and the original versions with you guys to do your own versions to see what you could do. And, you know, I initially just posted the a cappella on the 343 Labs Discord server in the Selway feedback channel. And then I kind of thought it through a little bit more, like, let's make this a little more official and have a sign up. And so that's what this is. This is the page on 343 Labs where you can download the samples. You just need to submit your email. Let me just remind those of you who downloaded the samples and started your remix before we posted this download page. Maybe, I mean, okay, I'm not going to disqualify you if you don't, but please sign up here just so I have a list of all of the emails and all of the people in one place to refer to. Just, I don't want to miss someone on the Discord channel, for example. And sometimes your Discord usernames are different than your emails. And I just want to be able to get in touch with you, like, and, you know, not miss anybody, right? So please sign up here if you haven't already, even if you already grabbed the acapella and did your remix and posted it in the Discord channel, which is how you want to submit your mixes, or your remixes. You want to go here to the Selway feedback channel and, you know, like a private SoundCloud link or other non-public file sharing link. You know, SoundCloud's good because it's easily playable and we can go through it and I can make a playlist and stuff like that. But you don't have to, but yeah, it makes it easier. But let's see where we at. Let's see where we're at with our submissions. All right, we've got 1, 2. I'm not really going to count these out loud. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We got 20 submissions. That's pretty healthy. Wouldn't mind a few more. Why not? I mean, okay, if there's more, it just takes longer to do the feedback. But yeah, here I am encouraging you guys to sign up if you haven't already. Grab the samples, see what you can do. And if you can't get it in by Monday, end of Monday, I won't cry if it's sometime during the week. But try to be done sooner than later. John Paul Bondi is asking a good question. Are you wanting strictly electro remixes? And the answer is no. Techno is also okay. I've been working on my own, well, barely working on my own new electro mix. But this track was always both. It was always a little, well, there was kind of a more electro version. It's even more kind of 80s synthwave-ish kind of direction in one of the versions, and then I did a techno, harder, darker techno version, but still has kind of an electro vibe to it. So either way, yeah, I think that's, if you read the, if you go to the Discord and you read my posts where I talk a little bit more about it, totally could be non-electro, but no, I'm sorry, it could be electro and subgenres of electro, or it could be techno or subgenres of techno. I'll say if it's a little bit more on the commercial side, in a little bit more EDM-y, I'm going to be less likely to want to release it, right? I want it to kind of fit my vibe as an artist and be a little bit more on the underground side. So just keep that in mind, everybody. In terms of like what I might pick as winners to put on a release, right? It's got to be right. It's got to, kind of fit the vibe of the originals, so to speak, and be kind of also currently relevant. So polka core, Jean Paul Bondi, is if you want to do polka core, I'm not going to stop you. Luminous Cloud, if you want to do a yacht rock remix, I'd love to hear that. I don't know how that's going to translate. Tom Relic is asking, what's this track? All right. So yeah, a few weeks ago, I spent time listening to the originals and going over the story. We can. I don't want to spend too much time doing that today, but let's listen to one of the versions. So, what I was thinking is, I'm gonna start another mix, and I'm going to listen to the original of the harder version, the more techno version, and not recreate it like exactly, but try to, like I'm thinking I'm going to use the same sort of bass melody that I used and have a similar energy, but then just kind of maybe, jazz it up a little bit, enhance it, or just whatever I feel like doing today, right? Also, I was trying to remember, like, what drum sounds did I use in this? And it was the... A lot of the percussion in the techno version was from a Yamaha RM50. So I downloaded an RM50 sample pack. There's tons of free drum machine samples online. I just grabbed the first one I saw, and hopefully I will identify appropriate sounds. The main one being the kick. I listened through the kicks in this pack, and I'm like, I'm not sure if they're right. Like, did I tune it? Did I put effects on it? Did I EQ it in a different way? Like, why does it sound different? But whatever. We'll make the best of it. So, since you asked about what is this track, let's take a listen to. We did this before. I'm going to turn the warping off for a second. Let's take a listen. My automatic freak. As I listen, I'm trying to kind of analyze the sounds and think about how would I remake some of these sounds or do something similar. I'm listening to the drums. If I'm going to try to recreate the rhythm, I've got a shaker, a clap, and a snare kind of doing a syncopated call and response thing. Got that open 808 hi-hat that just came in. There's some kind of low or tom-like percussion going on with some delay on it. Very syncopated. And then you got that droning bass that's growing underneath. I think that's kind of the main thing that I want to try to do today, is the percussion energy and the bass. Ride cymbal. It's interesting when you make stuff like this and you don't use the 909, typical 909 sounds. That's like a very acoustic ride drum sample. Oh, hey, Acid Bat. All right, and then there's the main bass melody coming in with the hook. And the bass sound has a zap in it. It has like a little Kraftwerk electro percussive zap at the beginning of it. And it's got some glide. Sounds like it's got some kind of hard sync or cross mod going on to create those metallic, dirty, guitar distorted overtones in it. And it's cavernous, there's too much reverb on it. And I think it's kind of a shimmer reverb. It's got some pitch shifting in the reverb. Angel Alanis, good morning, good afternoon. Whatever it is. All right. I guess we're going to listen to the whole thing. Angel, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about you in a second. All right, finally, we're going to get to the next break, and where the little lead arpeggiated sequence thing comes in. Some noise in there. There's a riser sound that comes in. There it goes. I don't know how I'm going to recreate that riser. It's so specific to the synth. And this part has like the key change or the chord change, right? It's playing a different root note now. Kind of goes out into another direction. I always like that contrast. All right. Mix out. Thanks, Tom Rella. Glad you like it. All right. I'm going to pull that back a little bit. Leave it playing in the background while we talk. So that's pretty intense, right? How could I ever match the intensity? I don't know. I was a different person back then. It was a different time in my life. So, Stefan Pete, that's a nice comment. Track looks simple, but a lot of subtle stuff going on in there. Yeah, I agree. And getting it just right. Like I want to honor the energy of this. If I do another techno version, I want to kind of keep the vibe, but modernize it, give it my current flavor, but still have it be dark and driving. And anyway, it's really great that you're here today, Angel Alanis. Everybody knows who that is, right? He's been a guest, stand-up guy, awesome producer. You've been real busy lately, Angel. You've been cranking out stuff. You've been doing remixes, working with your partner. It's been really great to see you out there and just kind of pumping it out. I just got the promo for the player remix that you did. That release is pretty bonkers. So anyway, I was thinking, Angel, are you free next Saturday? Do you want to be a guest again and help me go through all these remix submissions? I think you would be uniquely qualified, seeing as how you've already done your own pretty banging remix, which will, also be included on the eventual release that I'm going to put together from all of this. So I think you should be a part of this. Please, I'm crossing my fingers that you're available to be on the stream when we do the feedback. So I'll reach out to you like off the stream, later on. You don't have to commit to it now, but just so you know, I'm a little bit putting you on the spot. I see. That's positive. I can be. Very exciting. I'm glad you think so. Callie C's putting the finishing touches on his remix. I like that. Nice to hear you guys are working on it. Luminous Cloud's given a bit of a anecdote here. Con Edison played this in 01 and said it was Selway Automatic Freak and you could never find it because it was under Semblance Factor. Yeah, see, shouldn't I have just always used my own name? I've talked about that before. Like switching around different names for different styles of music didn't really do much for me. I should have just always called it all Selway or John Selway. And I think that's mostly what I do now. Not trying to make too many new aliases. I don't need to be anonymous. It's not like I'm Headless Horseman or something like that. You know what I look like. What's up, AR481? Nice to know you haven't had fun doing this mix. Can't wait to check it out. Wait, John Paul Bondi saying, what's up, Exact? Where's Exact? I don't see him. Is he here? How you doing? Say hello. All right. So what am I going to do today other than just talk to you guys and listen to my old tracks and reminisce about the old days? I don't know. I guess I'll try to make some sounds. Acid Bat. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. I know Acid Bat, you can make some pretty good stuff, and the deadline is Monday, but I will accept remixes later. Just, you know, if you can jump on it this week and get it to me before like by Thursday or Friday at the latest, I will be happy. Right? I just really wanted to encourage people to like get it all in, so I had time to like digest it. But as I said at the top of the show, if you're a little bit late, if you don't make it by Monday, I'm not going to cry. You're not going to be disqualified. So hey, find some time if you can. So here we are. We're like, what am I doing? I have a kick drum. I just grabbed a kick drum that Christian and I use over and over again. Clear. There we go. Sorry, I was just trying to get that comment to go away. I've been using this kick. I'll use this kick on a couple of more tough tracks with Christian lately, and I like it, so I'm just going to use that. If I'm not happy with what I find from the RM50 samples. So let me know if you guys. All right, let me change the cue out here. Let me know if you guys can hear the sample previews. Is that coming through? Looks like it is. And like none of those really sound like what I remember. Like if I listen to this track again, all right, it's filtered in the beginning. I guess it does have a little bit of that hollow acousticness to it. And it has a similar punchiness to this. Something like that. Maybe that one has a little bit more of a 909-like thump to it, but I don't remember it being that noisy. I wonder if this sample pack is just missing some kicks. Like maybe they didn't get all the kicks, or maybe I had like an extra sound pack. You know, you could put cards in this thing. I don't even remember. Yes, they are. They are very. Oh, there he is, Larry McCormick. Welcome. You're a bot messaging on Facebook. Yeah, I put in the Facebook post. I hope you saw. I hope you saw. There's a link there to join us in YouTube. Maybe Larry should do a remix of Auto Freak. That would be an honor to have like an exact style, like dark, dirty, nasty electro bass version of Auto Freak. That would be amazing. I would like that. So just throwing it out there. All right, so let's get this kick drum going. I'm trying to decide if I'm just going to use something from the original. Let's try this. Oh no, I don't. See, I'm already just so flustered. It doesn't sound right. I must have just put a bunch of effects on it and I don't remember what I did to it. So like, it's never going to sound the same. Yeah, no way. It's too noisy, right? Like that is not the same kind of kick. It's very like 80s, 90s drum machine kick, right? It's not even like, well, more like 90s sampled acoustic kick. None of these sound... No, they're all too noisy, too roomy. All right, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on the RM50 samples. Yeah, none of those are right. I think I must have had like one of those cards that had extra sounds, like with like an electronic kit in or something. All right, so we're going to ditch that and just stick with that. That's much more contemporary kick drum. All right, so I'm going to put the warping back on. And let's load up a synth. All right, I'm going to start by playing around with trying to recreate the bass sound, or make a similar sound, if not the same sound, and do that progression. I think, you know, that's how I started the original. It was kick drum and that kind of sawtoothy, grindy, atmospheric at the same time, hypnotic bass part. Okay. It was a Nord. I don't have any Nord emulating plugins as far as I know, as far as I can recall. I know there's a couple out there. Somebody remind me, what are the like Nord Rack, Nord Lead plugin emulations out there? I've heard of at least one of them, but I'm spacing on the name right now. All right. Let's find, I guess we're sound designing today. Let's figure out what pitch we're at. Wow, is it really in C? Interesting. And it's a really simple rhythm. Should we do it? Let's do analog. No, it sounds too sharp. I think it's like a half step down. You can hear the drifting between the voices. Or it's somewhere in there. Like this isn't the same, but it's similar energy, right? There's it's sawtooth waves. There's FM. And I feel like there's overtones in it, right? There's like, is that too loud, by the way? Can you hear me talk over this? I also don't remember, does the Nord lead have unison in it? I think it does. I don't remember using it. So I'm using the sync. I'm trying to create that like wide kind of. Whoa, what just happened? All right, that is insane. All right, I'm in the realm of where I want to be. I think it needs some refining, but yeah, it's really, really sharp. What else can we do to play around with this? I'm gonna make this mono, and let's see if we can't already give it some of the sort of atmospheric vibe. I think a shimmer reverb on this is going to do it, because that's what I remember doing. Is having it, I had like an Alesis Q2 or one of the quadriverb something or other, then it had reverbs with pitch shifting in them, which is pretty much what shimmer is, right? Ooh. Yeah. Somewhere in there. But I can't even hear the there's something, I don't know, like I can't even hear the pitch. Maybe it's just too intense. Why don't we hear the shimmer? That is so weird. Luminous Cloud says, did I just hear a harmonic happy accident? Maybe. Am I going crazy, or am I not hearing the pitch shifting in this? It's not changing, right? I think this Pigments is bugging. I'm not hearing any pitch shifting on that. All right, so let's do it this way. Let's skip the reverb. And inside of Pigments and build our own with Live. I gotta use a... All right, I'm not gonna go into auto shift. I could use auto shift to do a pitch shift up of this, but I'm gonna do it the old school way. I'm gonna use a grain delay and all right. Ooh. Maybe it's just, maybe that sound is just so noisy and sharp that it's just not lending itself to pitch shifting very well. Interesting. I remember there being an overtone in the original that is a similar interval to what I'm hearing right now with that comb filtering that's going on. All right, so let's put a reverb after that. I'm just going to put this into a rack and make a dry chain. No, that's weird. Maybe I need to simplify this. Let's go back to Pigments. It's so detuned and FM-like. Let's just dial back on that for a second. All right, we're gonna go back to the drawing board on this. I know I just destroyed that sound. Reverb after that. There it is. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what it is today, but like maybe my ears are bugging out. I don't know where my brain is, but everything's sounding a little slightly off. We'll get there though. All right, let's go back to this and see if I can make it a little dirtier again. Actually, I'm going to fool around with that. I'm going to modulate that a little bit, that amount of FM. That's either awesome or ugly, depending on what you like. Phasing. All right, let's see what happens if we do this. Pretty trippy. Still not giving me what I want. What's going on here? What do you guys think? I'm going to give my ears a break because I have my headphones too loud. Let's just take a step back and discuss. What is happening? What time is it? Yeah, we're about halfway through. This is Selway's Techno Saturdays on 343 TV, brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production, school here in New York City and in Berlin and online. And I didn't usually do my spiel at the top of the show where, hey, you should check out our courses. and things that we do and upcoming events that we have, like the Chop Shop that Great Dane is doing. Also kind of a sample challenge similar to what we're doing here. So I'll just quickly say, if you want to know more, you know what to do. Links below. Check out our New York site and our Berlin site to see what all the local classes we're doing, and then also our online classes, and learn about our 1-year program. And okay, due diligence done. What's up, Aaron Hedges? Nice to have you here. Richie saying grain delay most underrated device. I'd say yeah, it's pretty underrated, but also, I mean, I don't underrate it. I rate it highly. All right, stereo decor. Increase feedback in grain delay to get shimmer. Okay, you're right. You're right there. I might have been forgetting what was going on there in my spastic, caffeinated mental state. Here, I'm gonna bring this in again, but pull the volume back, so just I can think while I talk to you. See, what would I be without you, stereo decor? Of course I knew this. It's just getting really... It's not that it isn't pitch shifting, it's that it's pitch shifting again and again and again with the feedback and kind of exaggerating the amounts of shimmeriness. And then I find that tuning the frequency just right for, well, especially if you're doing a droning note like this, can help too. And then there's a limit to how high up the grain delay can go. It only does 12 semitones. If you want to go higher, then you can chain them, which is what I was sort of thinking before. Ooh, that was an interesting, accidental, cool thing that just happened. This is totally distracting me. But it doesn't sound good with the original sound. It sounded good by itself. I hope we accidentally come across something cool while we do this. It's just so easy to get just lost in the little details of what the synths and the effects are doing. Yes, thank you, Jean-Paul Bondi, for reminding me Nordly does have unison and pretty dang wide. I know I used that on the original sound, too. What? How is this, Luminous Cloud, how is this reminding you of my house is your house and your house is mine? That's like... I'll have to listen to that again. Okay. I feel like I'm just missing the mark in this sound. With the I mean, I kind of like what's going on with the grain delay and as an idea, but I'm gonna go back and try to work on the pigment sound without that first and get a little bit more of the vibe that I want, and then I'll come back to the reverbs. Maybe I should have done that from the beginning. Maybe just keeping it simple is good. I don't know exactly how filtered this sound is. I mean, it's a little bit filtered. I feel like it stays bright most of the time. You can give it a little bit of a shape. Just so it's not perfectly... straight the whole time. It has a little bit of a... automating or modulating that FM amount could be good. Getting distracted by the feedback again. I swear the pitch shift on the shimmer is not working. All right, and then I think another thing I wanted to include in this sound was that zappiness of, you know, and I can cheat. I could do pitch modulation on a sine wave or something. Maybe I'll do both, but I could also just go in here and find a zappy transient. Zap. Maybe that's too sharp. Let's try the low one. Let's hear how that sounds like with the kick drum. Too loud. I feel like I want some more depth to this. I want some more like low bassiness to it. Get a little sub in there, right? Too low, maybe? You know what? Let's do this one separately. I'm going to do a... Yeah, that's better. The sine wave plays so much more nicely with the reverb, but with the shimmer. I think there's just too much noise, too much brightness coming out of that. There it is. There it comes. Oh, I like that. It's a little too pretty, but whatever. Too much reverb. Okay. Yeah, that sawtooth wave just destroys the prettiness of the shimmer somehow. I like it better now, though. I forgot to make my screen bigger. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. It's going in the right direction. It's big. It has the pitch shifting in it. It's grindy. I can make it better. But it's good as a starting point. Let's try some percussion. I'm just going to refer back to the original again, and it's going to remind me of how far away from the sound I am, but that's okay. Go through some samples. All right, so I've got, I'm going to start with that. I want to find, I'm pretty sure that's the 808 like sample that we were using. So let's just grab that, and for sure it was tuned down. Right, so many cymbals. I think that's actually the ride. It just has effects on it. Let's see what else we got. It's one of those. Maybe it's that one with the effects. All right, we'll throw it in there. I like it. All right, we don't want congas, although I might have used some of these. Ah, there's the shakery things. I'll come back to that. Oh, there's the shakers. Okay. Simple. All right, let's do the shaker. Easy. So bright. All right, let's find that clap. There's a clap in here somewhere. That's it. That is definitely the same clap. Oh, yep. There we go. So simple. All right, let's find the snare. Where's the snare? There we go. There it is. 808 like. 828 it says. That's funny. 828-919. Very funny. All right, that's good for a start. So simple. Where'd the kick drum go? Yeah, just having that little syncopated percussion there in the beginning is making me feel better, right? It's giving me a little bit more of the vibe that I want. Let's do the melody. All right, so I have the droning low note. Let's duplicate that, and then we want to make that. I think it's 4 bars long, or not 5, 4 bars, and we're gonna bring that up an octave. Oop. That's wrong. We need some glide. What? I think I'm going in the right direction. I still have way too much reverb. What? Can we make this work? Why is it not working? Not feeling it. Let's try some delay. Let's do something different. Ah. What? That's freaky. I'm using it like I would use the grain delay. I would have the delay time be really short, and so it's doing an almost real-time pitch shift. What does that sound like with more brightness on the... Oops. Wrong thing. What am I even saying? I'm like, Bart. So weird. It's making some really weird inharmonic things. It's very metallic and crazy, isn't it? Where's that zap? Yeah, the zap's not right. I feel like it's too knocky. I want it more Kraftwerky. I'm gonna have to do it myself. What happens if we put it on this? Do pitch modulation on this guy and do a really sharp zap. Now it sounds like Detroit. Ow. Sorry. Too high. That's better. It's more in the sound. I think layered on the sound, it was too separate. All right, it's something. Something about that isn't sitting right. Too detuned, maybe? That's interesting. What happens if we do a brighter waveform for the FM? More warmth, that's good. All right. I know it's hard to listen to that over and over again for a while without stopping. So let's just pause here and get back to the chat, because I get lost in it, and I try to do a play-by-play and make sense for everybody for what's going on, but let's see what you guys are saying. Angel Alanis says, I may have to get pigments. Yes, I think you should. It's good. I mean, not as if you already don't have a lot of amazing plugins and synths and stuff, but yeah, I like it a lot. John Paul Bondi is saying, my kingdom for a tiny, quiet little hi-hat. Yes, it's coming. It's in there. And shaker on the ones. Yes, shaker on the ones is exactly what we're doing. And John Paul Bondi's also saying, sounds like the snare and the clap have some swang. Yes, they might have a little bit of swing, but not too much, because at this tempo, I feel like if it's too swingy, it kind of slows it down. I don't know, but you might be right. And then thanks, Angel. Angel's got to run. Nice to see you. I'm gonna hit you up about being a guest when we go through all the remix submissions next time. Looking forward. Let's see. Aaron Hedges was talking about an idea. It could start without the reverb, and it gets wetter and wetter, wetter and wetter. Why did I repeat that? During some sort of drop down and build back up. I mean, that does kind of happen in the original, actually. I think the reverb does get more intense in the break, for example. And yeah. Thank you, Stefan Pete, for your nice comment. Glad you like it. I think we're just about done. I told you at the top of the hour I was maybe feeling a little scattered, and I was right. This whole time I've been like, where is my mind? What am I doing? So let's just listen to this one last time and see where we're at. It's really, really intense at the beginning. Let's tone that down a little bit. I have more work to do on the percussion for sure, like getting some other elements, but at least this is the original feel behind all the other stuff. I like the idea of it starting out filtered like this with... All right, I think the delay is a bad idea. Let's go back to the reverb or the shimmer. That could be a cool riser. That could be cool, although you, unfortunately, in Pigments, you can't modulate the size. You can only modulate. Actually, can you automate it? What am I saying? I can't modulate it inside of the synth, but can I automate it in live? Yes. That's evil. All right, we might have to do that. There's all that ringiness. I have no idea what's going on. That is evil. Gonna have to figure that out. It's gonna be weird. That's pretty monstrous. Good Halloween track, I guess. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like it's going in the right direction. I think we can wrap it up for now. It's been an hour. It's just this one thing, just making that simple beat and getting this bass sound down and playing around with Pigments. And it's doing my head in. I got to say, this is a lot for me right now. On this particular Saturday. I feel like I was like forcing myself to get into this like dark, heavy rave space, and probably what the rest of me is wanting to do something vibey and chill. But you know, sometimes you got to work against your own, if you're trying to work on this and make something specific, sometimes you kind of got to do it anyway, even though you're fighting. Like, I feel like I've been just sort of mentally fighting a little bit this whole hour, but maybe also that tension of me pushing is coming out in a good way and the energy of the sound. So yeah, I'd call this a success, even though I feel like it was kind of a disjointed ride to get here. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. And just one last reminder, this is the last official reminder and your last chance to submit your remix for the Auto Freak Remix Challenge. The official due date is Monday, the 22nd. I've already said multiple times that it's okay if you're a little bit late, but do try to submit sooner or later. The link to this page is in the description below, and you click on that download samples button. It'll ask you to submit an email address so we can get in touch with you, and so we also keep track of everybody. And you will submit a private SoundCloud link or other private file share to your track in the Selway feedback channel on our 343 Labs Discord. That is the link to join. That is also below in the description. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to having all your tracks and going through all your tracks, your remixes, and checking out everything. I've invited our friend Angel Alanis to come back and judge or give feedback with me for our October 26th feedback session for all the remix submissions. Remember, again, it could be electro, it could be techno, but I do want it to be, you know, kind of fitting the vibe of the originals, a little bit dark, a little bit underground, a little bit ravey even, but, you know, whatever you feel like represents your style and also fits in with the vibe and the sort of limitations of what you're given, and that's what the challenge is. So thanks again to all of you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Adios.